Welcome to a Business Growth Mindset podcast. I'm Kristian, and I'm super excited to share this episode with you. To all the business owners and entrepreneurs, the crazy ones, the believers, the doers, the clever makers, and the action takers, everyone else in between, this podcast was designed for you. I have a super cool buzzword that is so hot right now that this podcast is likely to blow up. So stay tuned and listen up because I'm confident that you will love this episode. Today, I want to talk about what does a growth mindset actually mean? Humans are deeply pleased when their ideas come to fruition, and they are even more pleased when their idea makes a difference, for example, improving motivation, innovation, or productivity. But popularity has a price. People sometimes distort ideas and therefore fail to reap their benefits. I'm a massive fan of Caroline Dweck's research. She's a highly regarded professor of psychology at Stanford University and the author of Mindset, the New Psychology of Success. She has conducted lots of research on growth versus fixed mindsets among individuals and within organizations. So let's start to understand these two constructs. According to Professor Dweck, in 2012, she described a growth mindset as the belief that an individual's most basic abilities and skills can be developed through dedication and hard work. Brains and talent are just the starting point. So, to briefly sum her findings, individuals who believe their talents can be developed through hard work, good strategies, and input from others have a growth mindset. They tend to achieve more than those with a more fixed mindset. Now, they are those who believe their talents are innate gifts. Now, this is because they worry less about looking smart and they put more energy into learning. When entire companies embrace a growth mindset, their employees report feeling far more empowered and committed. They also receive far greater organizational support for collaboration and innovation. A fixed mindset, according to Professor Dweck, on the other hand, is the belief that an individual's basic abilities and skills, their intelligence and their talents, are just fixed traits. The people at primarily fixed mindset companies report more of only one thing: cheating and deception among employees, and presumably to gain an advantage in the talent race. So growth mindset has become a buzzword in many major companies, even working its way into their mission statements. Now, this is where I want to demystify this buzzword, because often I realize that people's understanding of the idea is limited. So publishing an introduction to a business growth mindset was my way of starting the conversation at the most basic level by introducing people to the concept and thinking required. But for now, let's look at the three very common misconceptions that have surfaced from Caroline Dweck's research. So one, I already have it, and I always have. People often confuse a growth mindset with being flexible or open-minded, or with having a positive outlook, qualities they believe they've simply always had. Now, this is referred to as the false growth mindset. Everyone is actually a mixture of fixed and growth mindsets, and that mixture continually evolves with experience. A pure growth mindset doesn't exist, which we have to acknowledge in order to attain the benefits that we seek. And two, a growth mindset is just about praising and rewarding effort. Now, this isn't true for students in school, and it's not true for employees in organizations. In both settings, outcomes matter. Unproductive effort is never a good thing. It's critical to reward not just effort, but learning and progress, and to emphasize the processes that yield those things, such as seeking help from others and trying new strategies and capitalizing on the setbacks to move forward effectively. In all their research, the outcome, the bottom line, follows deeply engaging in these processes. And number three, just adopt a growth mindset and good things will happen to you. Well, mission statements are wonderful things. You can't argue with lofty values like growth, empowerment, or innovation for that matter. But what do they mean to employees if the company doesn't implement policies that make them real and attainable? They just amount to lip service. Organizations that embody a growth mindset encourage appropriate risk taking, knowing that some risks won't work out. They reward employees for important and useful lessons learned. Even if a project does not meet its original goals, they support collaboration across organizational boundaries rather than competition among employees or units. They are committed to the growth of every member, not just in words, but in deeds, such as broadly available development and advancement opportunities. And they continually reinforce growth mindset values with concrete policies. Now, even if we correct these misconceptions, it's still not easy to attain a growth mindset. One reason why is we all have our own fixed mindset triggers. When we face challenges, receive criticism, or fare poorly compared with others, we can easily fall into the insecurity or defensiveness, a response that inhibits growth. Our work environments too can be full of fixed mindset triggers. A company that plays the talent game makes it harder for people to practice growth mindset, thinking and behavior, such as sharing information, collaborating, innovating, seeking feedback, or even admitting errors. Now, to remain in that growth zone, we must identify and work with these triggers. Many entrepreneurs and business owners and managers and executives have benefited from learning to recognize when their fixed mindset persona shows up. And what it says is to make them feel threatened or defensive. So most importantly, over time, they have learned to talk back to it, persuading it to collaborate with them as they pursue challenging goals. So it's hard work, but individuals and organizations can gain a lot by deepening their understanding of a growth mindset concept and the process for putting them into practice. It gives them a richer sense of who they are, what they stand for, and how they want to move forward. The most incredible thing about practicing a growth mindset is that you are truly becoming limitless and can build the capacity to discover your own potential. There is no logical way to correctly practice a growth mindset and find challenges to be impossible at the same time. We've all heard the saying, where there's a will, there's a way. Well, technically, where there's a growth mindset, there's a way. Once you eliminate the idea that you can't do something just because you've never been good at it, or it's just not my strong suit, your potential as a person, influencer, and leader becomes limitless. For those living in a fixed mindset, you may have just given in to the lies that were told about yourself at some point in your life. So you're not naturally athletic or not a big deal. Just study and focus your time elsewhere. You're not a people's person or a sales professional, so just isn't going to work. Well, we've all been told lies about ourselves, and due to a fixed mindset moment, we turn those lies into truths. The truth about you is that you can dedicate the time and effort to creating a growth mindset. You can practice and speak with a growth mindset perspective in all that you do, and speak to others with a growth mindset attitude. Growing up, I was told I was stupid every day. I was beaten, I was called fat, I was picked on and humiliated. It brought me down academically, but I used all that stupidity, the beatings and my size, and turned it into a sporting career. Little did I know that I developed a fixed mindset on academia and a growth mindset of sport. I excelled in sport, in fact in most sports, because I believed I could do it, and if I applied myself and worked hard, it would come to me. I used my defeats to build resilience in the same way I used the beatings to build resilience. I got fit, I lost weight, and I got pretty. Okay, maybe not pretty, but my self-confidence grew. My hard work created breaks for me, and my corporate career grew, which then led me to becoming a businessman and an entrepreneur. The business failures were lessons and paved an opportunity for me to grow and flourish. I went to university at 36 years of age for the first time, and I graduated with an MBA and was awarded membership into the prestigious Golden Keys Honor Society, placing me in the top 15% of academics in the world. So today, I'm not stupid. You are too intelligent, too resourceful, and too capable to live a life stuck in a fixed mindset. Stop doing others a disservice by not exploring your potential and not becoming better every day. Once you've taken on the growth mindset, continue to teach others and get ready for positive behavioral change everywhere you go. Your consistent growth mindset has the power to change the lives of others. Now, I told you this was going to be an epic podcast, so I've put together for you my personal top 10 things I did to create a mindset for growth. So grab a pen and paper and jot these down. 1, be 100% accountable always. 2, don't be concerned with what others have. 3, become a specialist in your field. 4, stop focusing on your failures. Others will do that for you. 5, invest the time and do the work. 6, do what you love for those that love what you do. 7, don't focus on the money, instead focus on creating value. 8, achieve your outcome quickly as opposed to making sure it's perfect. And 9, be grateful for everything you have. And finally, become self-aware and understand your purpose. So I know I've covered a lot of ground and there are lots of golden nuggets for you to explore, but are you really sure you understand this construct of a growth mindset? So let me bring it together for you. So stay with me for a little while longer, and I promise this synopsis is worth your investment. A growth mindset is both the belief that skills and abilities can be improved, and developing your skills and abilities is the purpose of the actions you do. Build a culture whereby all employees are seen to possess the potential to develop a growth mindset, and they are encouraged, they are acknowledged, and they are rewarded for improvement. Failures need to be seen as opportunities and not threats, and leaders need to encourage and challenge employees to be brave and courageous. In reality, a growth mindset is the continuous belief that improvement is possible and that failures are opportunities to learn. It is much larger than the objective of improving earnings. A growth mindset is a frame of mind held inside one's person's brain. Leaders in organizations can certainly help people adopt a growth mindset by fostering a culture around specific habits and practices. Individuals can have them personally and organizations as well, in the sense that all people involved have it. A growth mindset is not unbounded. Just because you put your mind to it, it doesn't mean you can do anything. You have to work at it, and it doesn't just happen. Growth mindset is something you can be taught. Most people have multiple mindsets, and some are chronic, so don't expect them to change in a moment. However, in reality, a mindset can be changed, and people can live with multiple mindsets. For example, someone might have a negative mindset of their cooking abilities, yet have a superior business growth mindset and achieve outstanding results. Thank you for taking the time to hang out with me, and I hope I have been able to demystify what having a growth mindset actually means and provide you with the practical and usable references and tools to help you on your journey. If you haven't already done so, head to amazon.com.au and purchase a copy of my Amazon bestseller, An Introduction to a Business Growth Mindset. In the book, I draw on the lessons that I have learnt. I present a straight-talking, no-nonsense guide to creating the business growth mindset that will give you the confidence and skills to take your business and your team to new heights. The book made the Amazon bestseller list in all books, which is particularly awesome and quite surreal. It got as high as number 93 in all books. It has been featured by Amazon as the number 1 hottest new release in entrepreneurship and ranked as high as number 14 in all entrepreneurship books. It's available on amazon.com.au in Kindle and paperback. And yes, it's a real book. This book is for anyone who aspires to be better, not just in business. I have kept the language simple and made sure it's not too wordy so that it can be easily interpreted and applied without needing a degree. I would love for you to grab a copy today and support me on my quest to help others become the best version of themselves. As always, live with purpose and have an amazing day. Are you ready to start taking action on your business? Would you like to spend more time with your family? Then call 1300-643-229 and start building momentum right now. I know you're busy. In fact, you are so busy that you don't have time to work on your business or yourself. Often tossing and turning at night, worrying about the how-tos and the cash flow. How on earth can you possibly get off the hamster wheel so that you can take a helicopter view to see where you'll be in 90 days, 1 year, or 3 years from now? In this program, I will take you from sleepless nights to blissful sleep. You'll have more time with your family and you will have the clarity and direction so you can grow and flourish. Call 1300-643-229 now and start building momentum.